Tools. Yeah, I lost some signal, and also I messaged Alan for some advice about the chain, just making sure that was okay. But yeah, this needs to come off because I need to rebuild in here and put a new gasket on. But I'm trying to keep the man's floor tidy and not make too much mess. Time is it? Okay, so I'm going to stay on for the next 10-15 minutes, and then I'm actually going to get seriously into this properly. Turns out I'm not so good at multitasking. So if you have any questions about the adventure and what's to come, now's the chance. Yeah, I'm going to get this cover off. And yeah, cool. Come on, you bitch. I'm going to come out. It's definitely 10. So they can't do much on the top end if you've only just joined because I forgot my gaskets in the hotel. But I can re-put this cover back on and the arrangements in here and prepare all the gaskets, clean all the gasket faces up and do a bit of work like that. But I think I've got a big day in here tomorrow. Properly get into it tomorrow. I do got to say thank you to Alan again because I would have been completely lost. His advice has been really helpful. When I took this cover off and all those pieces fell out on me, I was like, fuck, how do they go back on? Yeah, does anyone have any questions about the trip before I get off? Pop them in the questions. Like I said, I'm hoping to get videos back out regularly, but I need to relearn how to edit this new software with a shitty computer and find an adapter for my laptop. So hopefully should be a video out Wednesday. Yeah, let me know. If anyone has some interesting questions, now is the chance. I might even see if I can invite the person who has asked the questions to come on video to ask it. Yeah. Jan. That's the only to go back on as well. So I didn't know when I took this off. There's a O-ring and a clip there, which Alan asked me if I'd lost, but it's still there somehow. And I don't want to take this piece off. So luckily that's all in place. That's one last job, but we've got to put all this back together. Yeah, there she is. That thanks to them telling me there is a filter in here, a slide filter, and that was fairly clean. So this looked really good actually. Nothing concerning. All the teeth are there. This filter was clean. Alan told me there's a centrifugal filter in here, but these are a bitch to come out. So we're not going to faff with that. We're just going to leave that and hope that that's fine. So really all I'm doing on this side was a check before. And then, yeah, I'm going to clean up the space and box the side back up. So that's one less job tomorrow. So it's probably just gonna get boring from here. It's just gonna be me cleaning up gasket faces. So I'll put the rest into a video hopefully tomorrow because I'm gonna get up early tomorrow hopefully and get in here early and get into it properly and not sleep through my alarm till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But I must have needed that sleep, eh? Oh, somebody been writing messages. Oh, look. I thought, there you go. I've not had any of these messages. That's why I've not been replying to anyone. How do I do this? How do I do this? How hot or cold is it there? It was 50 degrees when I drove through. Where are all the bits that should be on the clutch? Okay, let's start from the top here. So yeah, I was trying to figure out if there's a way I could add people in to ask these questions, but I'm not sure there is without coming off this chat. Did I buy the cub for the trip or was it already mine? So I came back. For those of you who don't know, I lived in a van last year for 8 months and I was dirt biking in America. And then I came back to the UK to, I guess, I don't know, settle into a life and get back to work. And I realised that that's no fun. And uh, a friend at the time was doing something called the Edinburgh Long Distance Trial. So if you've got any classic bikes, it's a really good fun. It's like a 15-hour trial in the UK. And I thought it'd be pretty boring to do it on like a modern dirt bike, and a classic bike was financially way out of reach. And I've always been obsessed with the C90s, but never owned one. And I got a steal. I got this for an absolute steal. And within 24 hours of having a phone call with that friend, he'd gone to pick it up for me and put it in the back of his Skoda Fabia. So initially, it was just for the trial to have a bit of a blast around Wales, and I was going to sell it immediately to like fund my life back in Wales again. But it was such a blast, and I'd always wanted to do this trip to Mongolia, and that's when I realised why wait for the perfect bike and the perfect time and the perfect gear. Could just go now, and did get 1 month of work contract, so had this amazing idea, and I was going to go, but then 2 weeks before I left, I got this job, so I thought that would be smart, take that month's work. And then by February, I'd finished work in the middle of January. By February, I'd left. Did no bike prep, no trip prep. It was just last minute seeing people before I left, and took me a week to get the effort to put the panniers on. Because I actually love working on bikes, engines, and stuff, but I don't like faffing, like panniers and just getting out there. Really, I love like this kind of stuff, having the engine in bits and that. That's good fun. So yeah, it was a bit of a whim, and like I said, it was. How do this chat just keeps disappearing today? This so this so yeah, off I went. And like I said, if I made it to France, it was a good trip, and I've made it a lot further. I'm noticing problems as I talk to you. My tyre is rubbing on the centre stand, which isn't good. So that's another job to add to the list tomorrow. I think it's not centered. I noticed when I broke down that the wheel adjustment nut had come off, so that's probably that issue. Why are you taking the clutch cover off? Are you going to clean the filter out and take the cover off the clutch and clean that out as well? No. So when I left 2 weeks ago, I was in a mad panic. I had half a day before my flight to take the top end apart, to bring it with me, to do everything I needed. So when I was in my mad panic, I decided that it would be a good idea to take the clutch cover off, just an inspection. Since it got hot and it clearly run dry, I wanted to make sure that running dry hadn't affected anything on this side. Just a visual inspection initially, and I was advised to check that filter, and it was actually really clean, which is a good sign. There's no metal shite in my engine. But I didn't reassemble it back then because I didn't have a clutch gasket. So that is why that clutch cover is off. And the inspection was good, so I'm going to box that all back together. I'm going to clean the gasket faces, and then that'll be that bit done. Thank you, John. Yeah, I've got another month on the road, hopefully, riding before the next adventures, which we'll find out soon. Watch out for the clutch bits dropping out when you lift the cover. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that before, but I now know. So all my clutch bits are on the table over there. These engines got another 9 lives, another 8 to go. Thank you. Yeah, I hope I've got another 8 lives to go. Stephen said, I would try and pronounce your surname, but I can't pronounce that. How hot or cold is it there? It was 50 degrees when I drove through there. Yeah, it's pretty cold right now, hence the coat. It was actually, I was here 2 weeks ago, and it was fairly hot in the daytime. Like, I was fucking sweating in the car park taking this thing apart. And within 2 weeks, the temperature drop is crazy. It's been raining, it's cold. I think it must be I don't know, it must be only 5 or 6 degrees right now at this time of night. So yeah, the temperature drop is pretty scary. When did you drive through, and how was your trip? Where did you go? He said, where are all the bits that should be on the clutch? Spring and plate with the bearings on, and the oil feed and change arm. Never saw them when you took the cover off. Yeah, they weren't on this time because I'd already pre-taken them off. They're in that box of bits over there. That was just put back on to keep everything safe while I stored it. Ian said, "Great, you're back for more adventures." Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's gonna be adventures. I'm sat in some random guy's garage waffling instead of rebuilding my engine because I forgot my gaskets. So yeah, definitely gonna be less waffling and more fixing this bike tomorrow. Hello from Northern Ireland. Please keep your C90. Mine is a 1989. It still runs perfectly. No, I'm definitely. The original plan was to get rid of it, but I feel like I've become more and more attached to this bike that I'm going to have to find a way to get back to the UK eventually. So, okay, I'll tell you, there's only 60 online. I'm thinking of having the winter off but hopefully still make content, like hopefully bike content, but maybe I won't be able to get a bike and some kind of adventure content for sure over the winter. But then I'm kind of, and then hopefully get some actual real engineering work to fund me, and then head over to Mongolia's season 2 kind of thing. So eventually, then season 2 might be the end. So if anyone wants to ride my bike back from Mongolia to the UK in like a year or two, just buzz me a message because that might be my only way of getting the bike back to the UK. So we could come up with some arrangement that you ride it back for me. That could be a fun little ending to all of this craziness. Someone said, "Have you got spares and gaskets for assembly?" I have got spares, but I left the gaskets in a hotel because I'm an idiot. So I'm not going to achieve much today. The stand doesn't have the rubber stops on it. That was why it put a hole in my exhaust. So that's also another reason I've got a new exhaust. I need to realign the tire. I think that's why it's rubbing on the center stand. But like maybe I can put some rubber over that. The big end is fine. There's a teeny, teeny, tiny, tiny bit of scoring on the the gudgeon pin. But I think that'll be fine with a new top end. That should be fine. C said he drove from Holland to KAZAKHSTAN and back on the C50. That is epic. Very cool. I don't know if you have an Instagram or something. You should definitely pop that in the comments. That would be really cool to see some pictures from that trip. How long did that take you? I'm getting fucking pins and needles. Ah, okay. I actually still went through Russia despite current situation, but um, yeah. How long was the trip in total? I wish I could add you to this chat. Um, Steve, would you be interested in coming on a live chat quickly for 10 minutes before I go and actually work on my bike? Um, if you ping me an Instagram, would you? I don't know if you can hear me. Would you be interested in coming on a live chat, Stephen, for like 5-10 minutes? No comment. I think that's a no. No thanks, I'm a bit shy. No worries. No, it sounds like an awesome trip though. It would been cool to hear about that. Um, but yeah, thanks for the comments. 7 months. Fucking did it quicker than me. um, you must have been riding a fair few miles every day to do it in 7 months. Anyways, right, and I have a lot to do here. I have to get off. But yeah, this is my little update instead of uploading a video. Hopefully I can find an adapter and get some videos out soon. And find the time to invest into editing this new footage. Okay, I think that's everything. If anyone's got any questions or they watch this afterwards, hello from Cambodia. Wow, that's a long way. Many days of 200 plus kilometer days. See, I know some people who ride the big bikes might not think 200-kilometer days are long, but on a little bike, it's just a long day. That's pretty impressive. Keep safe in your travels. As I watched your last video, you were in South Europe. I was in my last video. Where was I? In Turkey. I was in Turkey last video, so the videos are still behind. I need to catch up. But like I said, I've got some awesome footage from Russia and some off-roading adventures in Georgia. Like I said, I bought a new camera a few months ago, and the editing of that camera is difficult. You haven't seen any footage from the new camera yet, hence it's still all the old cameras. But I am working on it and hopefully catch up and get some videos out to you guys soon of not just me waffling and actually some adventure and the bike not in the sorry state it's in right now. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. No idea what happened to the other live, but I'm gonna order some food and start cleaning up all these surfaces and getting things put back together. Good night, everyone, or good afternoon if you're in Europe, or good evening if you're in Cambodia. No worries. There's no pressure to watch everyone. I was just stating that my videos are behind. You are correct, and I need to catch up. So, yeah. If anyone wants to edit, I feel free. I can send some footage. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I need to catch up, but keep your rubber side down and stay safe. Thank you very much. Hopefully, the rubber will be back down soon in the next day or so. And yeah, good night, everyone. Keep sending the questions, and I can keep answering them. And hopefully, I don't fuck this up. And you'll hear a running soon. So, good night. Goodbye. Keep having adventures and keep riding. I will see you on the next one. If I can figure out how to hang this.